Good evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League, brought to you on Sporty Stuff TV, and this is the final 10 matches of our groups. This evening's group is Group B, and we start off with an absolute cracker. The two players who top the table. This man, James Richardson, went through the card unbeaten last night. And this man's only defeat came at the hands of James Richardson. So 1 and 2 in the table. James Richardson, 8 points, 4 out of 4. Burness, 6 points.
Game on.
3 out of 4. Mark Webster in third spot, 2 out of 4. Rob Collins in fifth, 1 out of 4 matches. And Keelan Kay, incredibly,
95.
didn't pick up a win. This was our final game last night. And Kevin Burness had opportunities to go 3-2 up and level things at 3-all, but it was James Richardson who ran out a 4-2 winner, averaging 95.25 to Kevin Burness's 97.23. 2 180s in the match, a high finish of 157. Richardson is the 4-11 favourite to now win this group.
60.
Burness is 12-5, 11-1 about Webster. 40s Rob Collins and Keelan Kay, 500-1.
123.
Keelan Kay, incredibly, didn't win a match last night, despite averaging 93.74 for the night and hitting 7 180s. That was 2 more than James Richardson. Finishing stats of 47.06.
140.
It was 21 80s last night and a overall average of 92.06, a high of 107.48 for Mark Webster.
James,
and the overall 45. Finishing stats were 44.12%. Richardson continuing where he left off.
25.
Oh, very nearly.
Kevin, you require 101.
It was one of the best sessions, double 12, for a break of throw.
77.
It was one of the best sessions we have had.
James, you require
the
20.
Online Darts Live League. Welcome along if you're joining us for the first time. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer.
No score.
Oh, that goes totally against the grain. It is
Kevin, you
the opening leg,
24.
of course.
Game shot on the first leg.
Kevin Burness opens up with a 16-dart break of throw. We already know 3 of the 6 finalists. The top 3 in this Group B will join the other 3 finalists, who I will tell you about in a second.
Game on.
They are Richie Burnett, who won Group A, which was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then coming through Group C,
55.
This morning was Sean McDonald, who went through the card yet again unbeaten. And he just edged out John O'Shea into second place. But all those 3 qualify. As I said, the top 3 from this Group B will go into tomorrow's final. And don't forget, the winner of tomorrow night's final, the runner-up and the winner of the 3rd and 4th playoff will go into Champions Week next week, where there is £10,000 in prize money up for grabs. Paul Nicholson taking you through all the action. And the latter stages, the Thursday, Friday and Saturday night's final, will all be on Sporty Stuff TV from 10 p.m. every night. Well, we know 9 of the 12 players involved next week. Martin Adams, Colin Osborne, Conan Whitehead. They were winners of weeks 1, 2 and 3. And then we have the runners-up and the 3rd and 4th playoff winners. Joe Davis, Chaz Barstow, Jamie Clark, Scott Marsh, Jared Cole and Greg Ritchie in for Ireland's Niall Cullerton, who was unable to return next week, unfortunately.
174.
Super darts.
James, you require 95.
Beautiful setup shot. Will it be be all in vain.
79. Kevin, you require 36.
That 4-2 scoreline to James Richardson last night was rather flattering,
Game shot on the second
as the
leg.
averages
Kevin Burness.
suggest, and that's a 17-dart hold of throw for Kevin Burness. Doubles his lead. He's in control here. What can James Richardson do to respond?
Third leg, it's James to throw first. Game on. $134.
Form Richardson was in last night. Won his opening match 4-1 with a 90.25.
60.
Then backed that up with a full 3 win over Mark Webster with 102.83. Then beat Keelan Kay 4-1 with 102.71.
81.
And then averaged 95.25 in that final match against this man.
180.
And the first max of the match goes to Burness. Can Burness defy the odds?
100. 140.
Tell you who else was outstanding today. And a bit more positive news than the football for Scotland.
100.
Sean McDonald
Kevin,
averages
you
today of
121.
96.94, 101.24, 101.9, 91.61 and 95.43.
87.
As Kevin Burness just misses out on the
James, you
ball
require 86.
for the double break and a 3-0 lead. Double 16. Double 8 has to go.
Game
And
shot on the
does.
third leg. James Richardson.
And James Richardson eventually gets a chalk on the board, a hold of throw. Still going to have to find a break of throw to defeat Kevin Burness in this one.
Fourth
Burness
leg,
leads
it's Kevin
2-1.
to throw first. Game on.
15-dart hold that time for Richardson.
100.
The 86 checkout. Averages at the moment.
180.
As James Richardson pops in his first 180. Is he now on the charge? 98 for Burness.
59.
James Richardson.
$85.
Averaging 93. Back comes Burness.
140. 121.
Topping the group is all about the mentality going into the finals tomorrow night.
100. James, you require 115.
Just gives you a little more confidence. 90 remaining. Could stay there. Does. Once tops.
75.
What a wonderful finish that would have been.
Kevin, you require 102.
Tops.
Game shot.
No mistake from Burness. And look at the
Burness.
reaction. You very rarely see that from Burness. Maybe he wants to finish top of this Group B. Well, he's in a great position to win the opening
Fifth
match.
leg,
Now
it's
leads
James to throw
3-1.
first. Game on.
That was a 15-dart hold of throw.
180.
With the 102 checkout and a second max. Ironically, leg 3, Burness hit
59.
the 180 and lost the leg. Leg 4, James Richardson did the same. Hit the max, lost the leg. Those players closing in.
140.
Was 5 deep into the 9.
140.
Both players now are averaging in excess of a ton. Super start to the evening.
45. $92. James, you require 136.
2 visits if needed. Another one of those would have left double 8. Did take
96.
out some massive finishes last night, Richardson. 152, 157, 140.
83.
Over a sustained period.
James,
Best
you
I've ever
require
seen
40.
Richardson play, has to be said.
Game shot on the 5th leg. James
A
Richardson.
13 dart hold of throw. So Kevin Burness with the darts in leg 6. Can he serve it out to pick up a win in the opening match of the night and get revenge
6th leg.
on the only man
to, first.
to defeat him
Game on.
last night?
$59.
And a mistake instantly.
$83.
Not as punished as it could have been. But that's a bad dart for Burness. Darts go in very
58.
flat, as you can see. Prefers to be under the target if he's going to miss. The opposite for Richardson, much more traditional.
140.
Now that was punished. Richardson now has the darts in leg 6. More bad news for Burness.
56.
Richardson will have the darts in the deciding leg.
$48.
He could do with a minimum of a 2 big treble visit here. There's 1. There's 2 and loads of room.
121.
A snatch there on dart number 3, but it has kept him interested. Yeah, he's going to switch.
80.
Huge visit right now for Burness. Cannot afford to come up dry. Well, that's a treble. Unfortunately, the wrong one. That's a great little adjustment. And again to leave 90.
James,
what a recovery.
150.
Should stay there to leave double 8.
96.
He was
Kevin, you
54.
require 90.
Trouble 20, double 15, 20-20 ball. Just make sure of the 20, Kevin. Double 5.
Game, shots, and the match. Kevin
You
Burness.
can tell how much that meant to Kevin Burness. An absolute shriek of joy. And that's why, look at those numbers. What a start to the night. It is continuing where we left off. 94.83 for Burness. 98.05 in defeat for James Richardson. 2 out of 10 on the doubles. That is where the damage was done. Right, we're going to be straight back with Keelan Kay against Rob Collins. Good evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League. This is week 4, day 5 in the final stages of Group B. Well, no real change in the table, but Kevin Burness does close the gap and joins James Richardson on 8 points. But James Richardson still top on leg difference, +7 against +5 for Burness. This is Rob Collins, 42 from Bognor Regis, a steel worker. Winner on the Challenge Tour up against young Keelan Kay, 19 from the beautiful part of Cornwall down there in Liskeard.
Game on.
Oh, that opening match between James Richardson and Kevin Burness, 10 140s, 12 scores between a ton and 139 and 3 180s. That's a way to kick off the night.
140.
This match for Rob Collins produced his best performance of last night. He averaged 96.85, hit 180, 4 out of 9 on the doubles, and was a full 2 winner. Keelan Kay averaged just shy of 87.
134.
Remember, it's the top 3 in this group, and there's only 5 players
87
in the group, so still opportunities to try and steal that 3rd spot from Mark Webster for either of these two. Don't get me wrong,
54.
they're going to have to go through the card unbeaten and hope a couple of results go the other way for them.
40.
Rob Collins, 8 to 11. Keelan
83.
Kay, even money. Now, Keelan Kay has had such a mixed bag week. He's gone through one of the days unbeaten and then a
80.
couple of days unable to pick up a
require
win.
90.
This is a bright start from Collins. Certainly a better player than he produced yesterday. Single 20 will leave tops.
50.
Down to a double after 15.
$140. Rob, you require 40. Game shot on the first leg. Rob Collins.
The ideal start for Rob Collins, winning the opening leg. A 17-dart hold, fairly drama-free. Keelan Kay will have the darts in leg 2.
Second leg, it's Keelan to throw first.
Rob Collins averaged 87.66 for the night.
140.
As I said, at a high of 96.85 against this man Keelan Kay. Had 3 180s. Keelan Kay averaged 93.74.
140.
A high of 99.83, and it's 7 180s. 2 11 darters. Yeah, didn't pick up a win.
180.
First max of the match goes to the young man from Liskeard, former World Youth WDF singles winner.
81.
That 99.83 average came at the
57.
hands of Mark Webster, who won that one full 3. Three out of 4 on his doubles and 3 180s.
180.
There is another one. You've got to
Keelan,
watch out.
124.
And Rob Collins finds the treble 20 with his first dart. He is mustard. Bullseye for a 12.
99. Rob, you require 100.
Potential 11 darter for a breaker throw for Collins. Can still finish. 85 left. Treble 15 for tops. Great recovery. It's a big switch though.
80.
Yeah, it's a long way up.
Keelan, you require 25. Game shot on the second leg.
That
Keelan
is
Kay.
a very, very important hold of throw there for Keelan Kay. It wouldn't be surprised to see his head drop had he not gone on to win that leg. It was tough for him last night. He certainly didn't deserve to receive the bagel. He's already had the double bagel now this week.
100.
Well, Rob Collins played last night. We got off air, as you know, this is live, so we were off air around about 1 a.m.
140.
He was up at 5 and then lumping steel around in Slough at 7:30 a.m. this morning. Back to the hotel at 5.
60.
Tried to have a quick nap, unfortunately. The room next door had other plans.
140.
Lucky them.
$95.
So Rob Collins mainly fueled on energy drinks right now. Is this another?
140.
3 140s in the leg for Keelan Kay. Takes him down to 81 after 9.
140. Keelan, you require 81.
Despite a mixed bag of results for Keelan Kay, absolutely impressed with him this week so far.
69. Rob, you require 106.
Certainly more positives to take away than negatives. 6 for tops. That leaves 36.
70. Keelan, you require 12.
For a 13 dart break of throw.
Game shot on the third leg.
It's
Keelan Kay.
14 dart break of throw to go with the 15 dart hold in leg 2. Starting to go through the gears again here, Keelan Kay. Very, very impressive on
Fourth
his
leg,
A-game.
it's Keelan to throw first. Game on. $99.
Rob Collins averaging 98.66, 95 for Keelan Kay. The standard continues.
60.
Say the standard from Sean McDonald this morning and into the afternoon
96.
today was equally as impressive.
$125.
John O'Shea, unfortunately, suffering with a
58.
few problems with his feet. Was limping around for the majority, but came good in the end.
84. $44.
O'Shea's final match today was a 4-0 win over
140.
Mike Warburton, where he averaged 95.43 and was 57% on the doubles.
140. Robbie required 92.
Big moment here for Rob Collins. And he's gone brave. Double 16. Will he get the reward? Can he slide it down the side?
60.
A bit like
Keelan, you require 64.
the football. Close but no cigar. 0-0. Scotland versus England. Double 4 now for Keelan Kay the 3-1.
56.
Clipped the wire.
Rob, you require 32.
You could hear how close that was. It was audible.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Rob Collins.
That is a 17-dart break back in leg 4 for Rob Collins, and he's back in this one. He played with fire, missed opportunity to take control for Keelan Kay, but we're back on throw.
It's Rob to throw first.
2 holds of throw, been followed by 2 breaks of throw. Rob Collins will be hoping
60.
to put an end to that trend. Hold throw and go within 1 of joining Mark Webster on 4 points.
81.
Our next match features Mark Webster, Kevin Burness against Mark Webster.
180.
There's another. I did say about the 180s. I marked your card last night. Had a few messages off a few people.
96.
Followed a few of my bits of advice and picked up a canny few quid. Kevin Burness, of course, now based in
36.
Ireland. Is in fact formerly, or continues to be, I haven't quite asked him the question, from Wrexham originally, so a Welshman.
44.
They're doing okay in the football. Good win the other day against Turkey. 2-0.
$90.
Big match coming up against Italy, I do believe. A lot of connections between Wales and Italy, of course.
40. Rob, you require 135.
2 of my good pals, Joe Calzaghe and Enzo Macronelli, with that connection, that's for sure.
52.
He's made a bit of a mess of that, overcomplicated it completely. Should have been going nowhere near the ball, with Keelan Kay back on 240.
140.
That's
Rob,
why.
you require 83.
That's another great treble. Bang in the middle.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
The double 16.
Collins.
And the snarl from Rob Collins. He's a big fella. He takes no nonsense, that's for sure. And he's taking no nonsense here. 3-2 up.
Sixth leg. It's Keelan to throw first. Game on. $85.
Averages 90 for Keelan, 94.19 for Rob Collins.
134.
He's up around his final performance last night. Been throwing metal around all day. Unfortunately, it's been
100.
steel and not tungsten. Doesn't seem to have done him any harm. As I said, his final match last night, he averaged 96.85. He's averaging 95.67 right now. And climbing. Just starting to turn the screw.
100.
Well, if he could find another max or a 140 here, he really would be in the driving seat. That's a mistake.
59. $58.
Only one player averaged more for the night than Keelan Kay last night, and that was the man who went through the card unbeaten, James Richardson, who averaged 97.79.
38. Keelan, you require 158.
Can't beat luck.
98. Rob, you require
I
170.
certainly wasn't referring to James Richardson. The luck I'm referring to is bad luck, which is what Keelan Kay was on the end of for most of the night.
43.
And that's another poor visit.
Keelan, you require 60.
So Keelan Kay is not rolling over and having his belly tickled. He's going to make Rob Collins serve this one out.
40.
Well, nonetheless,
Rob, you require 127.
he can convert this 127. The highest finish so far in this match is 83. Now needed the 57 to get a dart at the ball.
59. Keelan, you require 20.
Just composing himself. This is something that he's added to
Game shot on the 6th leg. Keelan Kay.
his game. A little bit more composure under pressure, and it's showing. Normally, we've seen him last summer, didn't we? He would be straight in there and throwing them, well, like they're on fire. Well,
Seventh and
it's
final
3-3.
leg. It's Rob to throw first.
And it's
Game
Rob
on.
with the darts. He'll be disappointed in the last leg. Just has to put it to the back of his mind.
60.
He started again with a mistake. Be amazed if that's not punished.
81.
Oh, it's not really. So he's dodged a bullet there. I was going to say, he can't afford to come up dry for a second time, and he's found the treble 20.
100. $180.
How often do we say about timing? He's not hit a 180 since leg 2, and then finds one in leg 7.
140.
Well, that's okay. He's only 39 in front. Well, that's that gone.
100.
So again, needs trebles, one at least. Can he follow it?
134.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You can
Keelan,
see
you
by the
require
reaction
140.
from Rob Collins. He's had this week. Not getting it in this one. So treble 17, double 8, or 17, 10,
60.
and
Rob, you
double
require
top.
67.
But he'd love the treble 17. Picked it off on the 83. So 10 for tops. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh.
27.
Well,
Keelan, you require 80.
I don't need to add anything to that. You can see the disappointment from Rob Collins. One dart left. Will he get another go?
70.
Well, that is a wonderful effort. 3 darts for his favourite
Rob, you
tops,
require
Rob Collins,
40.
to win his opening match
Game,
of
shot,
the night.
and
And
the
he
match.
does get
Rob
there
Collins.
with a 16 darter, and more misfortune for Keelan Kay. And like I said, a lot to take from this experience. Right, we're going to be back in around about 2 minutes, but there's the stats. Rob Collins against Keelan Kay. 90.62 for Rob Collins in the end. Very, very impressive. Kevin Burness against Mark Webster is coming straight up. evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League on Sporty Stuff TV, and two very entertaining games to get us underway. On to match number 3. Kevin Burness up against Mark Webster. A chance for Kevin Burness to go top of the table with a win in this one, and a chance for Mark Webster to make third spot even more secure, because Rob Collins is chasing him down at the moment. The table is James Richardson 8 points plus 7, Kevin Burness
First
8
leg,
points
it's
plus
Kevin
5.
To throw first. Game on.
Both played a game, of course. Mark Webster 4 points plus 1, Rob Collins 4 points minus 4, and poor old Keelan Kay 0 points minus 9.
60.
It's a bit like our Eurovision results at the moment. Very, very impressed with
140.
Mark Webster last night. Doesn't play a great deal of darts. Was involved in our initial live league, which was played at home.
60.
And that was last summer, of course. I did ask him, when was the last time you picked them up? And he said, well, then.
180.
Of course, he would normally be busy on the exhibition circuit, but that was all taken away from us, and most of us would use that as, well, as our practice and an inspiration
126
to practice. What a start from Webby. Like I said, had the highest average of the night last night.
140. Mark, you require 55.
107.48. Tops for an 11.
Game shot on the first leg.
What
Mark
a start.
Webster.
I think he was only, well, he was one of the only few people that enjoyed the football here at the Online Darts Live League studios. Plenty of banter, as I'm sure
Second
you
leg,
could
it's Mark
imagine.
To throw first. Game on.
Webby leads 1-0 with an 11 darter.
60.
A rundown of his performances last night. Won the opener, his opener, should I say, against Keelan Kay 4-3.
97.
Then lost to James Richardson, averaged 90, 4-3.
60.
Then defeated Rob Collins 4-1 with that 107.48 average.
140.
And then lost to Kevin Burness, despite having a higher average. Missed a couple of doubles in that one, just 2 out of 9.
59.
Average 90 to Burness's 85. And overall, a very impressive return to the hockey. Carving out
43.
a wonderful career, of course, on Sky and ITV. And, of course, Talk Sport. We have him in as a
60.
commentator. A very, very
99.
popular pundit. Does read the game very, very well. Plays the game very well.
180.
That's for sure.
Kevin, you require 122.
If there was a competition with commentators in, he'd walk it.
97. Mark, you require 82.
Tops he wants for 2-0.
62. Kevin, you require 25.
Nothing more frustrating than a break of throw and then getting broke straight back.
Game shot on the second leg.
And that
Kevin Burness.
is exactly what Kevin Burness has done. A 180 in leg 1 for Webster was enough. Not enough in leg 2. It is the break of throw and it is 1-1.
Third leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on. 140.
Then different week for Kevin Burness, that's for sure.
96.
Showed signs of the out-and-out quality he does possess.
45.
A back-to-back winner in Phase 1 of the Online Darts Live League. Will be desperate, like all of these players,
140.
to qualify for next week's Champions Week. A lot of money up for grabs.
123.
And that will start over on week 6. We'll have 4 weeks
58.
building up to Champions Week, where we have 4 of the mad qualifiers taking part.
39.
We also have a few legends involved. I'm back for weeks 6
58.
and 7.
Kevin, you require 154.
Back-to-back weeks for me. Well, as Paul Nicholson will be off covering Super Series number 5, the final block of
56.
4 Players'
Mark
Championships,
require
before
149.
we know the lineup for the World Match Play. Needed the treble 19 for double 16.
85.
That's a loose one.
Kevin, you require 98.
Treble 20, double 19. Treble 18, double 12. Doesn't get either. So a chance
39.
for a third consecutive
Mark
break of throw.
64.
Oh, this must be a
32.
new strategy for Mark Webster, because loves tops and tens, and normally
Kevin, you require 59.
we'll be trying to pick out the treble 8 for tops on 64. A sip of water for Mark Webster, not on the levels of
Game shot on the
Rob
third
Cross.
leg. Kevin
That
Burness.
is a hold a throw for Kevin Burness, takes the 59 out, and a big sigh of relief, I should imagine, for Burness. Another dart at a double
Fourth leg. It's
for Mark
to throw
Webster.
first.
Could be 3-0 up.
Game on.
Finds himself 2-1 down.
$96.
Did play in streaks last night, which is
97.
to be expected for someone who literally has pretty much not played for a year.
100.
I did pop round my pal's house a couple of weeks ago, and we had a throw for about an hour and a half, and I've not picked him up for about a year.
60.
I can assure you, it looked nothing like this. Plagued with injuries
41.
throughout his career, which really, saying his career's over, because it ain't over until it's over, but still only 37.
140.
A world champion in his 20s and retired
85.
in his 30s. But has had and is having ongoing medical treatment on the shoulder
100.
problem.
44.
Made the
Kevin, you require 104.
World Cup finals, of course, with 2 different players. Double 16 for 3-1.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Picks
Kevin
it out
Burness.
with a 15-dart break of throw, and yet another big finish for Burness. In control now. Has the darts to see this one out 4-1.
Fifth leg. It's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Was a World Cup singles champion, a European Cup singles champion. Did have a
99.
wonderful career. Put it this way, he's had a better career than 99.99999% of the world.
83.
talks about the
97.
sport with real passion. Does love the game, does Webby. It's probably why he makes such a good pundit.
134.
And of course, has been there and done it. Got the t-shirt.
100. 100. 89.
Well, Webby could have done without seeing that treble 18 go in. How low can he get from 184? Is he staying there? No, surely not.
136.
Tried to
Kevin,
pick
you
off the
require
48 to
116.
leave 16. Is this going to be back-to-back ton plus finishes? No, not this time. So a chance for Mark Webster to break throw. We'll have the darts in leg 6.
Mark, you require 48.
Does have every chance of levelling things up if he can
Game shot
take
on
the
fifth
48
leg.
out.
Mark
He
Webster.
does take the 48 out in 2 darts, and it's a 14 dart breaker throw for the Welshman. He closes the gap to 1 and has the darts in leg 6.
Sixth leg, it's Mark to throw first. Game on. $100.
Breaks of throw all over the place. 4 of them in 5 legs.
121.
Webby averaging 92. Kevin Burness 86. But it's Burness that has been in control of the
59.
match. It's just been the odd missed dart at a double.
100.
Missed a dart. 1 dart at a double in leg 3. 1
96.
in leg 4. Apart from that, took the opening leg in 11 darts.
60.
15 and tops. And then that 48 there in 2. 16 double. Oh, I'd love a 180.
180.
Gets one, and that's a third of the match for Mark Webster.
60. Mark, you require 66. 30.
You would think
Kevin, you require 160.
he would be back, although this week's been littered with ton plus finishes. We had 8
80.
in this group last
Mark, you
night.
require 36. Game shot on the 6th leg. Mark Webster.
A 16 dart hold, only the second hold of throw in the match, takes us to a decider. And it will be Kevin Burness who has the darts in the
Seventh and final
decider.
leg. It's Kevin to throw first. Game on. $81. $60.
Really has been another fine contest. Our previous match went all the way.
100.
Our opening match was 4-2. What a response
180.
from Mark Webster. A 4th 180.
98.
Still got a bit to do. Needs a treble. It needs to be a big one.
91.
And he finds the treble 17 to leave 170. Not seen a 170 this week. 160 has been the highest.
140. Mark, you require 170.
Wow, another one of those. He wants the ball.
145.
How close was that? The line was perfect.
Kevin, you require 82.
A smile and an appreciative nod of respect from Kevin Burness. We'll know each other very well. Wrexham and Denby not too far from each other. Tops, what you have to say, to pinch it.
Game, shots, and the match. Kevin Burness.
Pinch it, he does, with a 15-dart hold of throw. Well, Mark Webster give it absolutely everything, including a 180 in the last leg. Well, I did say he pinched it, and those numbers back that up. 95.05 for Webster, and he's on the end of another defeat. Good news for Rob Collins, bad news for Mark Webster. And we are going to be back with Keelan Kay against James Richardson. evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League, brought to you on Sporty Stuff TV. Well, what a treat we've had. 3 tremendous games to kick the evening off with. The good news is we've got 7 more to bring you, starting with James Richardson, who is now in second spot
First leg, it's
on
Keelan
the
to
table.
throw first. Game on.
Against Keelan Kay. Keelan Kay, the 7-4 dog in this one. 2-5 about James Richardson. James Richardson was a 4-1 winner in this tie last night. Averaged 102.71, 180, 66%
100
on the doubles. A high finish of 140. Keelan Kay, a very respectable 91.78, but just got absolutely
95.
blitzed. Only missed 1 dart double, and they both had the 180. Well, that last match produced 25
100.
scores of a ton or more, identical to that of our opening match between James Richardson and current table topper
81.
Kevin Burness. I will give you a table update. Burness played 2 tonight, of course, 1 more than Richardson. He's on 10 points plus 6. Richardson
100.
8 points plus 7. Mark Webster 4 points, no leg difference. Rob Collins 4 points minus 4.
96.
And Keelan Kay no points minus 9 going into this match. So that third spot
43.
is definitely up to play for. Mark Webster will be absolutely devastated. Just missed the ball on the 170 to win it.
121. James, you require 158.
It was 3-1 down. Double 19.
139.
Goodness. Yeah, very close to
Keelan,
the
you
bullseye.
require 89.
And then had to watch Kevin Burness take out 82 with his final dart. Bullseye for Kay. Can he hit it?
54.
Well, one thing for
James,
sure,
you require 19.
Webby was a lot closer than that one. Double 4, double 2.
No score.
Wow.
Keelan, you require 35.
Should be 3 double 16. He goes left. Oh, 11 double 12. Interesting. On 35, the 3 is usually the route, because if you slip next door, it leaves you double 8.
29.
But he does like double 12 and double
James,
6.
you require 19.
Right, have another go, James.
11.
John O'Shea
Keelan,
was
you
my
require 6.
selection at 13-2 to win Group C, and he was just pipped to the post by Sean McDonald into second spot. Well, my pick for this one,
Game shot on the first leg. Keelan Kay.
as Keelan Kay eventually holds, was Kevin Burness. Well, James Richardson's form has got to be of concern right now, especially in this match.
Second leg, it's James to throw first. Game on.
Wasn't particularly great odds yesterday, Kevin Burness.
60.
Remember what he was. I know I picked John O'Shea out at 13-2. And he missed out by just 2 points
180.
in topping that table. It was a 22 dart hole to throw in leg 1.
83.
Now, Keelan Kay's kicked off with a max in leg 2. Trying to hit him hard.
58.
Unthinkable. He went through the session
100.
last night without a defeat. Could he lose the opening 2 matches of day 2? On Monday, this man went through the
97.
card unbeaten. Wednesday couldn't buy a win. Down to 166. No finish for Richardson.
83.
So 2 visits if needed for Keelan at 166. Great recovery.
81.
Probably would have preferred a dart at the ball with that final dart.
65.
To be on 80 rather than
Keelan
85.
85.
Rather have my third dart at a double rather than at ball. He's going to need a treble to avoid that. 20 and ball. There's the treble, so double 5.
Game shot on the second leg.
There it goes.
Keelan Kay.
A much tidier leg from Keelan Kay. That's a 15 dart break of throw this time. Doubles his lead. Has the darts in leg 3.
Third leg, it's Keelan to throw first. Game on.
It's all going a little bit Pete Tong for James Richardson.
82.
Famously walks on to the anthem. That is
100.
Vindaloo. He loves a Vindaloo.
137.
Loves curry, full stop. Massively involved with the Help the Heroes
79.
campaign as well. Does a lot of charity work.
58.
98 points adrift here, James Richardson.
100. 44. 100.
Chipping away. James Richardson down to 122.
100. James, you require 122.
4 18s and ball. Can still finish. Needs the treble. Now needs the ball.
97.
Well, very much like Webby. Great line.
Keelan,
Weight
you require
just
80.
marginally out.
$60.
Clips the wire of tops for 3-0.
James, you require 25.
Double 4.
Game shot on the third
Ooh,
leg.
left
James
it late.
Richardson.
But does break throw in 18 darts and will have the darts to level things up 2 apiece. Another missed opportunity for Keelan Kay. It'll be
Fourth leg,
nagging
it's
him
James to throw
in
first.
the back of his mind.
Game on. $60.
At the moment, James Richardson is averaging 76.
81.
He only averaged
140.
should I say his lowest average of the night last night was 90.25.
97.
I say his average for the night was 97.77. So it is a slight dip.
100.
Although he was defeated in the opening
99.
match, he did average 98.05.
139.
So hardly panic stations with numbers like that. That's the early stages of this match.
140. James,
was
you
poor.
require 62.
This will put things right. Double 16.
Game shot on the fourth leg. James Richardson.
Welcome back, James. Where have you been? It's just a minor blip. Normal service is resumed for James Richardson. It's 2 apiece, and Keelan Kay to throw first in leg 5.
Game on. $140. 85. 60.
'Struggling to find the range on dart 1.
140.
Nothing wrong with the recovery darts, 2 and 3.
140.
140, 60, 140. The 3 visits in the scoring phase for Keelan Kay, down to 161 after 9.
180. Keelan, you require 161.
A beautiful 180 because he picked that corner out
99.
for the 3rd dart. You could see him readjust.
96.
Could be double. Oh, it's double 8.
80.
That was for a 12 dart breaker throw and would have put him in
Keelan,
absolute pole position.
62.
He would have had the darts to win it in leg 6. Treble 10 for double 16. There's the treble 10. That's the hard bit. Richardson looks away in disgust or displeasure.
30.
Well, there you go. That's what he thinks
James
about that.
requires 16.
Trying to motivate himself for this double 8. Oh, long way inside. Too much adrenaline.
8. Keelan, you require 32.
This is a big moment. Unlikely, of course, that Richardson won't be one of the 3 players going through to tomorrow night's final. 10 p.m. Sporty Stuff TV tomorrow night.
No score.
The Prince of Wales returns.
James, you require 8. Game shot on the 5th leg. James Richardson.
Richie Burnett, of course, qualified out of Group A, which was Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. He's already in the final. He also chipped in with a 107 average in that campaign. Looking forward to seeing Richie back in action tomorrow night.
123.
Wouldn't it be a real blast from the past if Mark Webster can find his way in there. Those two know each other's game
100.
inside out. $180. Webby, of course, massive respect, as did that generation of Welsh players for Richie. Really was a trailblazer in the mid-90s.
43.
Certainly one of the best players I've ever seen tickle tungsten.
81. James, you require 155. 99.
I was on the end of it a few times from Richie Burnett.
100. James, you require 56.
Tops he wants.
36.
Oh, his doubling needs work. That's just 3 from 17.
Keelan, you require 80
in this match, and he's still averaging 86. 20 and tops. There's the 20. Has to move. Changes his angle
60.
of entry. His
James,
line
you
of
require
fire, whichever you
20.
prefer.
Game, shot, and the match.
And
James Richardson.
James Richardson eventually steadies the ship and runs out a 4-2 winner, but that was a real edgy affair. Ended with an average of 85.78, despite, well, pretty much a leg wasted on missed doubles. 14 darts wasted on the doubles, and just a checkout percentage of 22.22%. Well, we're going to be back with Mark Webster against Rob Collins. And welcome back. Rattling through the matches. This is number 5, Webster versus Collins. And the first bet that stands out so far this evening. They have gone Mark Webster over 0.518s, odds of 4 to 5. So he just has to hit one or more. There's a table update. James Richardson back on top on leg difference, of course. Burness and Richardson both on 10 points, but the leg difference plus 3 in favour for Richardson. And this is a chance to consolidate spot number 3. Well, get it out of the way now, Webby.
140.
Yeah, over at 0.5, odds of 4 to 5. Webby was 4 to 7 to win the match. Collins 5 to 4.
121.
And Webby didn't mind playing Rob Collins yesterday. Hit his highest average against Collins, 107.48 in a 4-1 win. Hit 2 180s in the process. Rob Collins averaged a very respectable 93.39. What do I say? Look out for him in his first start.
140.
Nearly a max of his own. They went 4 to 7 about Rob Collins. So they actually believe
59.
Collins has more of a chance of it in a 180 than Mark Webster. Not
100.
sure how they've come up with that.
$60. Rob, you require 140.
Mark Webster is it 4.
120.
Nearly a 140 finish. Yeah, Mark Webster's at 4 in his opening match. It's usually an indication that a player
60.
is feeling
Rob,
very comfortable
20.
indeed. It's nearly in the double 15.
Game shot on the first leg. Rob Collins.
Rob Collins eventually finds the double 10 for a 1-0 lead, and it's a breaker throw. An indifferent start for Webster. Started with 2 treble 20s. Looked like he was going to nail the 180 in his very first visit. And then it all went a little bit indifferent.
180.
The 180 goes in for Rob Collins.
60.
You marked your card about the 180s and Rob Collins. Already tonight. Hit 2 in his opening match.
45.
Already 1 in this one.
60.
Whoever wins this one is in such a strong position
100.
to qualify for the finals tomorrow night.
$180.
There you go. Go and collect. Say thank you very much. Single 16.
136.
15 darter in leg 1. Despite all those missed darts at doubles. And he's left tops after 12.
Rob, you require 40.
In leg 2.
Game shot on the second leg. Rob Collins.
15 dart breaker throw, followed by a 13 dart hold. He is now in a very, very strong position. Webster with it all to do.
Third leg, it's Mark to throw first. Game on. $100.
Just looking back at some of the stats and data I had from the live league last year. I did mention it last night.
140.
Webster is in excess of 180 per 4 legs if you base that on a
58.
match. He's already hit 5 this evening, which is why I fancied that bet.
60.
I don't give you any advice based on opinion. It's purely based on the
140.
100 pages, hundreds and hundreds of pages of stats and data, which I'm sure you've seen the images on Instagram.
140.
Any social media platform I actually barely use nowadays.
137.
Only
Robbie
because
require
it's
161.
pretty pointless, the reptiles in society using
65.
a fake
Mark, you
name or
require
an
66.
alias. It's a bit pointless on Insta. Tops.
46.
Oh, this could hurt.
Rob, you require 96.
Chris Mason 180 if you want to give me a follow. Don't bother trolling me. It is futile.
Game shot on the third
Wow,
leg.
this is
Rob
superb
Collins.
from Rob Collins. 15, 13 and 14. An average of 107.36. And a 3-0 lead and the double break.
Fourth leg, it's Rob to throw first.
This has been outstanding from Rob
99.
Collins. And that average of 107.36 is with 3 missed darts at doubles.
180.
There's a second max for Webby. As we start leg 4. He's averaging over 90, Mark Webster.
135.
Kevin Burness against Keelan Kay to follow.
134.
And then Mark Webster back in action
100.
against James Richardson. It's going to be a huge game, a must-win game for Mark Webster. It could well be Rob Collins
137.
making his way
Rob, you
through
require 167.
to the final. Not for the first time. Wants the ball to win it in some style.
118.
I think he may
Mark,
have
you require
thought about that a
50.
little. Tops though for Webby for an 11.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Mark Webster.
That is simply stunning from Mark Webster. An 11 dart break of throw to get himself, well, not quite back in the match, but a comeback.
Fifth leg.
It's got to
Mark
start
throw
from
first.
a setback. And
Game
it's got to
on.
start somewhere. What a way to start the comeback.
60.
An 11 dart break of throw. Hoisted his average up to 98.59. 108.61 for Rob Collins.
120.
And one on the floor.
$140.
5 matches to come after this one. Burness against Kay, Webster against Richardson, Collins against Burness, Kay against Webster, and then Richardson
140.
against Rob Collins. 120 followed by a 140. Needs another.
84.
Just trying to look at the run-in for both of them. Neither is particularly pleasant. Will it come down to leg difference? So it's imperative here, even if
43.
Webster loses the match, to lose it by the narrowest of margins. It does have a leg advantage of 4 going into this match.
177.
That's just absolutely brilliant from Webster. 177 to leave tops. Again, from absolutely nowhere.
125. Mark, you require 40. Game shot on the 5th leg. Mark
11
Webster.
dart breaker throw has been followed by a 14 dart hold, and that beautiful 177 from Mark Webster to set up tops. And he took out double
6th
10
leg,
with
it's
dart
Rob
number
to
2.
throw first.
107, the average still remains for Rob Collins. 99.72 for Mark Webster.
100.
This has turned into some match. Didn't get out of the gate at all. Mark Webster.
140.
Collins enjoying this one as much as you can. Oh, that's unfortunate.
95.
This would be some turnaround.
180.
And as I said, he looked in the mood in his opening match where he hit those wonderful 4 180s.
59.
And I did suggest there was more to come. And how?
44.
Needs a trouble of any description.
57.
As long as it was a
Mark,
big
you
one.
require 137.
So he's given Webby a bit of breathing space. That leaves double 10. Bent the wire for a 12 dart break of throw. Opening 3 legs were won by Rob Collins in 15, 13 and 14. In response, Mark Webster 11, 14.
140. Mark, you
And
require
potentially
20.
a 13 darter here, or a 14.
Game shot on the 6th
This is
leg.
brilliant.
Mark Webster.
Absolutely outstanding from both players, averaging well in excess of a ton now. And it goes to a decider yet again.
7th and final leg. It's Mark to throw first. Game on. 60.
These 3 of our last 4 matches have gone all the way, and only a 60. Mark Webster lost out to Kevin Burness 4-3. He will be
45.
devastated to lose back-to-back matches 4-3, and he had a dart to win that one, of course, on the ball from 170.
59.
What a time to come up dry on the trebles.
95.
Deep breath from Mark Webster. A bit of oxygen in the brain.
55.
Needs to slow down the heart rate. Rob Collins now, ready to pounce. Has to run for cover successfully. Plenty of room.
96.
Oh, now Webby cannot afford to not hit at least one big trouble. Well, there's 2 of them.
140.
Very unfortunate not to get a max. Can go up at treble 20 to leave 167.
95.
Stayed there for 95 to leave 170. Well, wouldn't it be a little bit ironic that Webby Missed the ball on the 170.
99. Rob, you require 170.
If Rob Collins can hit it to win this match, that's how this crazy games can sometimes work out. And he does want the ball.
Game, shot,
oh my
match.
goodness.
Rob Collins.
Absolutely unbelievable run of misfortune and outstanding play from Rob Collins. Look at those numbers. 104.22 for Rob Collins, 98.16, and he made a terrible start to this match. I'll have to work out what the averages were in the last 4 legs of that one, but the 170 has gone, and it's gone to Rob Collins at the most important time of all. Well, we're going to be back with Kevin Burness against Keelan Kay. Good evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League. And that last match was an example of what a beautifully cruel game this sport can be. In a previous match, of course, against Kevin Burness.
First leg, it's Kevin to throw
Mark
first.
Webster
Game on.
goes oh so close to the bullseye on 170 to win it and put him in a commanding position for third spot in this table, which of course
41.
is the final position to qualify for tomorrow night's final. And then in a cruel twist of fate, finds himself 3-0 down to Rob Collins in 15, 13 and 14, and then responds incredibly with 11, 14 and 14. Was waiting to win the match, and then watches Rob Collins take out a beautiful 170 finish to break his heart. And now the table. Everyone's had 2 matches now.
40.
We're into our 3rd cycle of games. James Richardson, 10 points plus 9. Kevin Burness, 10 points plus 6. Rob Collins, 6 points minus 3.
140.
Mark Webster, 4 points minus 1. Keelan Kay, no points, minus 11.
60.
And our next 4 matches are this one, then a huge one for Mark Webster, and of all people, it's against James Richardson.
121.
And then Rob Collins has Kevin Burness. And then Mark Webster will play Keelan Kay. And James Richardson will play Rob Collins.
60.
Horrendous
Keelan,
run-in
you require
for both
85.
Rob Collins and Mark Webster.
Game shot on the first leg. Keelan Kay.
Keelan Kay, a 15-dart breaker throw. He loves double 5, doesn't he? Hits it a lot. 1-0 up and has the darts in leg 2.
Second leg, it's Keelan to throw first. Game on. $121.
Yeah, Rob Collins has 2 matches to go against the 2 on the top of the table. Mark Webster has to play James Richardson and Keelan Kay. He's favourite to beat Keelan Kay, and the 6-4 dog against Richardson.
100.
So if he loses to James Richardson, he has to make sure it's only by the odd leg.
100.
And then has to hope he defeats Keelan Kay, and then he will hope that Rob Collins loses
100.
his next 2 matches. But Rob Collins in
140.
reasonably good position, which makes that 170 even more key.
121.
It's a lazy
Kevin,
last one from Keelan Kay. 14 for ball. Double 11.
113.
Well, this
Keelan,
would
you
put the
require
cat amongst the
59.
pigeons. A defeat here for Burness. It would give James Richardson
39.
a massive advantage,
Kevin,
of course.
you require 11.
Double 4 for the break back.
Game shot on the second leg.
The break
Kevin
back
Burness.
does come in 14 darts, and we find ourselves back on throw with Kevin Burness having the darts in leg number 3.
Third leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
See, 15 dart break of throw in the opener,
84.
and a 14 dart break of throw in leg 2. Kevin Burness stretching out the shoulder.
180.
As Keelan Kay stretches out the lipstick, piling in the 180.
40.
A Felt sorry for Keelan Kay last night. Poor old
140.
Mark Webster. He averaged 95.05 and lost 4-3 to Burness.
180.
Just averaged 98.16 and he's lost 4-3 to Rob Collins. 2-1-8 is in the leg now.
93.
Great cover shot on the 18s to take Keelan Kay down to a 2-darter and a possible 11-dart leg. He's not going to find a treble 20. Well, does move.
95.
And eventually moves
Keelan,
to
you
find the corner.
88.
It was risky. 18 ball. He went for the treble.
63.
Skims
Kevin,
the ball
you
wire.
require 102.
Knows how to get this. Needed the 42 for tops. Treble 14. 68 remaining.
94. Keelan, you require 25.
Bit of pressure on this. Well, this is for 3 breaks of throw. All under 15 darts. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. 7 left. 3-2-2.
Game shot on the third leg. Keelan Kay.
Well, he really has got away with one there. But it is a 15-dart break of throw, and it is a 3rd consecutive break of throw. Can Keelan hold and take control of the match?
Game on.
Seems to be a 7-leg fest tonight. For 2 4-2s.
60.
And 3 4-3s.
100.
Possible 35 legs. We've played 33.
60. 100.
In running, 4-6, Kevin Burness, 11-10 about Keelan Kay, even though it's Keelan Kay that leads 2-1. Obviously, the break
60.
back is what they are thinking, but that may not be the case. Only 43 behind now.
60. 60. 100.
Could stay there, could go ball.
100.
So 1,
Keelan,
2,
you
4
require
for Keelan.
124. 102.
Misses the double 11.
Kevin, you require 81.
Very much like Burness in the previous leg. Well, that's the perfect start. Double 6 for 2-2.
75.
Now here is a massive chance.
Keelan, you
Keelan
require
Kay.
22.
Not the nicest double in the world. You have to attack it. No point just throwing it in the general direction, because if you go inside,
Game shot on the fourth
it doesn't
leg.
split.
Keelan Kay.
But Keelan Kay finds it with dart number 2. It's a holder throw, our first one of the match. And Kevin Burness has to win the final 3 legs that remain in this match.
First. Game on.
A maximum of 3 remain. He needs them all.
140.
Yeah, if the point is touching the board, it counts. So many
100.
of them images on Facebook where the old wire boards where the dart has gone through the treble and then is effectively
60.
in the single. Well, of course, if it wherever it enters the board is the scoring is the score.
123.
When you have a point that's not penetrated through the board or through the wired segment, then it's where the point
100.
touches. Amazed by how many people get that wrong that have been involved in the sport for many
55.
years. Quite bizarre. Although we do live in a world where those that have done
105.
are criticised by those that haven't.
$59. Kevin, you
The irony
96.
of that always fascinates me. How can you have an opinion when you've never been world champion? Well,
76.
because I've been closer to being a
Keelan,
world champion than you that have never played the game.
164.
But you think you can criticise me or others. It is quite bizarre. Treble 18 for the ball.
98. Kevin, you require 20. Game shot on the 5th leg.
Well,
Kevin
that's
Burness.
one of the three back. Still work to do for Keelan Kay. For Kevin Burness, Keelan Kay still has the lead 3-2 and the darts in leg 6.
6th leg, it's Keelan to throw first. Game on. $83.
Like I say, I leave opinions to those who guess. I'll just stick to the knowledge.
100. $38. 180.
Well, the fight back is more than on here.
99.
Is Keelan Kay gonna be denied again?
60.
Sport can be so cruel.
$100. Kevin, you require 161.
Trouble 20 leaves double 12.
137.
Perfect from Burness. Well, I said he needed the final 3, and how? Last leg.
42. Kevin, you require 24.
16 darts, then a 180 in this leg, his second of the match. How much of it can he see?
Game shot
brilliant.
on the 6th leg.
Absolutely
Kevin
brilliant.
Burness.
And that one is a 15 dart break of throw, and we're back on throw. Guess what? Burness has the darts in the decider. Well, can it get any
7th
more
and
cruel?
Final leg. It's Kevin to throw first.
For
Game
Keelan
on.
Kay.
$134.
Lost his opening match 4-3. Did Keelan Kay. And then went down 4-2
$100.
to James Richardson. Is he going to go down 4-3 to Burness? Is Burness
$60.
going to go back top of the table and move on to 12 points?
$100. $58. 100. $47. 140.
Oh, what a great response from Keelan Kay. His mind must be a mess right now. But he's sticking to the task.
140. Keelan, you require 61.
Not without pressure, courtesy of another 140. One dart left at double 18.
43. Kevin, you require 62.
Triple 10. Okay. 56. 16 for tops.
Game, shots, and the match. Kevin Burness.
Well, I don't quite know what to say there. Last started Mark Webster and has just last started Keelan Kay. You have to feel for the young man. Done very little wrong this evening. But yet still to get a point on the board. Good news for Burness. He does go top on 12 points. For how long? We will just about to find out, as it's Mark Webster against James Richardson up next. evening and welcome back. Actually, is it? No. Good morning. Still good evening somewhere and good afternoon somewhere else in the world. And welcome back to Sporty Stuff TV for the Online Darts Live League. And this one is Mark Webster against James Richardson. And it's almost a must-win game for Webby. Played 2, 60. Lost 2 tonight. Lost them both 4-3. One with a 95.05, and he hit 4 180s, and one with a 98.16, and he hit 3 180s. You won't get any sympathy from this man, that's for sure.
140.
Current MAD European champion, of course.
89. 96. 123.
James Richardson and Kevin Burness confirmed for tomorrow night's final.
96. James, you require 109.
One spot remains. Tops.
89. Mark, you require 109.
Will that final spot go to Mark
James,
Webster
20.
or Rob Collins? For me, this is a must-win game
16.
for Webby. Mathematically,
Mark,
can
you
still
32.
Get through in
Game
third
shot
spot.
on the first leg.
But
Mark
a win
Webster.
here would put him in a great position because Rob Collins has to play Kevin Burness and James Richardson, where Mark
Second
Webster
leg,
has to
James
play
first.
James
Game
Richardson
on.
and Keelan Kay.
140. 85.
And of course, you're wondering which of James Richardson or Burness is going to slip up,
60.
because they're battling out to win this group.
$59.
If you are joining us for the first time, tomorrow's week 4 finale. We'll see 6 players,
60.
2 groups of 3, and then we will find our 4 semi-finalists, and then we'll have a 3rd and 4th
54.
place playoff. A winner of that qualifying for Champions Week next week, and then we will have the final.
140.
So we will crown our week 4 champion, and we will find our final 3 players for Champions Week.
95. James, you require 101.
Tops for a 15-dart hold of throw.
61.
Already in Champions Week, we have Martin Adams, Colin Osborne, Conan Whitehead, Joe Davis, Chas Barstow, Jamie Clark, Scott Marsh, Jared Cole, and Greg Ritchie.
140. James, you
3
require
more
40.
names to add to that, and that will start
Game
Monday
shot on
morning
the second leg. James Richardson.
at 9:30 a.m. Paul Nicholson will be taking you through the action next week, and don't forget, it's £10,000 up for grabs. And you can watch it all
Third leg
on
is
Thursday,
Mark
Friday and Saturday
Game
night, live on Sporty Stuff TV. The morning sessions on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday
100.
on your usual platforms, whether it be your chosen bookie or the Online Darts YouTube channel.
134.
Make sure you subscribe over there and hit that notification bell. Myself and Phil Bars will be doing our
100.
Our special where you get to answer the questions tomorrow at 7 p.m. Everybody's more than
59.
welcome to join in the chat. We will be talking everything tungsten, including all the fallout from
60.
Super Series 4, where we've seen Joe Cullen pick up his
123.
second title, is it, of the season? De Souza doing the double, and Peter Wright back on
59.
the top of the podium, winning on day 4. And in some style, 109 average.
74.
I have to find out which darts he used to hit that. Desperately needs a treble.
55.
It's not enough.
James, you require 111.
Tops for 2-1, back to back.
71. Mark, you require
back to back.
127.
15 darters. No, my apologies. It was a 16 dart hold the last leg.
43. James, you require 40. Game shot on the third leg. James Richardson.
Pings the double 10 for the break of throw and the 2-1 lead. It's not looking good for Webby at this stage. He's in a spot of trouble here.
Fourth leg, it's James to throw first. Game on. $120. 96. $140.
I have to say, it was a shade unlucky last night, and it's been a more than a shade unfortunate this evening, Mark
100.
Webster. However, all credit to Rob Collins in that
85.
match number 5, producing an average of 104.22, his best by some way.
57.
And that incredible
James, you require 156.
170 finish in the 7th and deciding leg, the highest of the week.
140. $98. James,
Be
you
a
require
disaster
16.
for Mark Webster, as if he gets pumped 4-1
Game shot on the fourth leg.
because of
James Richardson.
the leg difference, and that's a 14 dart hold this time for James Richardson. And Mark Webster really does have it all to do
Flag.
from here.
Smart to throw first. Game on. $24.
The worst possible start to the leg.
180.
James Richardson's eyes lit up when he's seen the 24 go in for Webster.
95.
A little deflated now, Mark. He knows he has problems.
100.
His chances still not dead in the water. If Rob
95.
Collins loses his final 2 matches, which are against Kevin Burness and this man, and if Webby can pick up a win against Keelan Kay,
134.
and a big win, then he may just get in through the back door.
99. James, you require 87.
Mark Webster only just beat Keelan Kay last night.
Game shot And the match,
That's
James Richardson.
an 11 darter for James Richardson to win that one in double quick time. Going into that match, we played 40 of a possible 42 legs. Look at those numbers from James Richardson. Almost back to his very best there. 101.39 was the average. Right, up next, Rob Collins against Kevin Burness. Good morning and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League, brought to you on Sporty Stuff TV. This is match number 8 of 10. There's the table. Richardson back on top. 12 points plus 12. Burness 12 points plus 7. Collins now into third.
First leg, it's Rob
on
to
6
throw
points.
first. Game on.
And one less in the leg difference. Himself and Mark Webster after this one will still have one to play.
140.
But a win here for Rob Collins, and he's safe and sound.
95.
A loss here and a big win from Webster against Keelan Kay. And he may have to pick up
80.
1 or 2 legs against James Richardson in our final match. Ultimately,
100.
Mark Webster will have to beat Keelan Kay. However, a win for Rob Collins, and it makes it all irrelevant.
97.
Only one spot remains. Richie Burnett, Sean McDonald, John O'Shea. We already know who's there. And from this Group B, we know
95.
James Richardson and Kevin Burness are players 4 and 5.
118. Rob, you require 106.
Will it be Rob Collins? Or could it be Mark Webster? Bit of advice. When you're on 46, go for that
74.
wire in between the 10 or the 6.
Kevin,
you push your
require
pull,
91.
you push, you're on tops, you pull, you're on double 18. Play the percentages, double 16.
75.
Kevin Burness didn't play the
Rob, you
percentages
require
there.
32.
Nearly found the double to win the
Game
leg.
shot on the first leg.
Rob
Rob
Collins holds throw in 16 darts. And again, all these legs may well turn out to be important in around about 40 minutes or so.
Second leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Not so much for Kevin Burness. He's already done enough. It's just down to
95.
a bit of bragging rights and a bit of banter with James Richardson.
$140. 97.
This is Kevin's final game of the night. He's
100.
had a 4-2 win over James Richardson. Average 94.83.
95.
And a 4-3 win over Mark Webster. And a 4-3 win over Keelan Kay.
140.
Started the night
174.
on 6
Rob, you
points.
require 121.
But a leg difference of 6 behind. And again, missed the big number. Yeah, 6 behind James Richardson, Kevin Burness on the leg difference. And he's been chasing that down all night. And it's currently
81.
the difference
Kevin, you require 40.
is currently
Game
5.
shot on the second leg.
He's just
Kevin
not been
Burness.
able to close the gap as Kevin Burness holds throw. And again, a missed big number from Rob Collins.
Third leg, it's Rob to throw first.
Yeah, plus 12 for Richardson. Plus 7 after 3 matches for Burness.
134.
So the gap was 6 points in the leg difference, and it remains at 5.
60.
Was a
140.
13 darter to level things up for Burness. Everything going with throw.
140. 60.
Certainly be proud of his performances so far, Rob Collins.
100. Rob, you require 167.
Taking his game to a higher level this evening.
$58.
And absolutely minimal TV experience
65.
going into this
Rob, you
series
require
of
109.
the Online Darts Live League, or should I say this phase 2.
$41. Kevin, you require 136.
Trust me, everything is different under the lights. Another one of those for double 8.
Game shot on the
It's the
third
kind
leg.
of thing
Kevin
Kevin
Burness.
Burness does. And we've continued to see it over the past 5 or 6 weeks from him. Just steps up. Very old school attitude. Bang, bang, bang.
Fourth leg,
Double
it's
8.
Kevin to throw
A
first.
136
Game
out.
on.
A breaker throw and a 2-1 lead.
99.
Very hard to play against, I should imagine, Burness.
134.
Just takes you from the blind side.
58. 38. 140. 60. 180.
To leave, double 12.
$59.
Certainly not a
Kevin, you
cliche
require 24.
timing in sport. It's a fact.
Game shot on the fourth
Look at
leg.
that.
Kevin Burness.
13, 15 and 13 the winning legs in this match so far for Kevin Burness, an average of 107.13. 107 plus average. Not for the first
Fifth
time.
leg, it's Rob to throw first.
Does have a high of just over 117. That came during phase 1.
59. 134.
Really has gone through the gears. He will be back tomorrow night with
45.
Richie Burnett, Sean McDonald and John O'Shea. We'll have
97.
2 Irishmen, a Scotsman, a Welshman, an Englishman in James Richardson. Well, we have another man in
97.
Welshman in Mark Webster, or will it be Rob Collins? We're about
120.
to find out in our next match. Mark Webster has to beat Keelan Kay to keep his hopes alive.
72. Kevin, you require 150. 90.
Casually slots it into the treble 17 to leave a 2-dart finish and a possible 14-darter.
58. Kevin, you require 60.
Went 1-0 down. 2 10s.
40.
Well,
Rob, you require 170.
he knows how to do this. He did it against Webster in the deciding leg to win the match.
90.
Webster,
Kevin, you require 20.
waiting in the wings to
Game,
win the match.
Stop. And the match, Kevin Burness.
That is a 16-darter for Kevin Burness to finish off a wonderful series of legs. 103.71. I think that's our 3rd ton plus average of the night. He was good on the doubles when he got a go at them. Rob Collins, 100%. Well, a big match up next. Keelan Kay against Mark Webster. welcome back to, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you
First
are.
leg, it's
Welcome
Keelan
back
to
to
throw
the
first.
penultimate
Game
match of the night, and it's a big one. It's a big one for Mark Webster. The table situation.
125.
Kevin Burness, he has completed his fourth match and final match, 14 points plus 10. He could have done no more, winning 4 out of 4.
17.
James Richardson has a match to play. He's on 12 plus 12. Now this is the important bit. Mark Webster, 4 points
93.
minus 4. Rob Collins, 6 points minus 6. So a win here for Webby would keep his hopes
85.
alive, because Rob Collins has James Richardson to play, and James Richardson will want to top the table, I can assure
96.
you of that. So plenty to play for.
100. 58.
Already has a nice feel to the final, doesn't it? Eclectic mix of players
81.
and home nations.
Marks require 120.
For a break of throw. An early advantage. Oh, get in there.
Mark Webster.
What a shot from Mark Webster. Takes the 120 out. The former world champion want to join his fellow Welshman and former world champion Richie Burnett in the final.
Game on.
With darts like that, he has every chance.
81. 100.
Still think Mark Webster still has plenty to give in the sport. I'd love to see him maybe
60.
Maybe even go down the WDF or MAD route. Not sure.
180.
Playing counties particularly good for where he is right now. Although I think county
140.
Pretty much had its day personally, but good luck to those that want to continue playing it.
125.
Throwing money at something that has no
100.
end goal.
Keelan, you require 96. $56.
Wow.
Mark, you require 120.
He can he? Back-to-back 120s. No.
60. Keelan, you require 40. No score.
Oh dear. 20 and tops.
Mark, you require 60.
That's awkward. Can he work around it? 2 10s. Doesn't move.
40.
Oh, that's desperately unlucky. Sums up his night.
Keelan, you require 40. Game shot on the second leg.
Well,
Keelan
it
Kay.
is a break back, but Mark Webster did have an opportunity to go 2-0 up. He can't give up those opportunities. Has to win this game, or it is Rob Collins,
Third leg, it's Keelan
who
to throw
is
first.
the third man to
Game
qualify out of this group. Yeah, before I get all the, what are you talking about, Chris? County darts is great.
135.
Just personal opinion, in its current configuration of 24 men and 12 women, there just isn't enough quality for it to be a viable product. And there is no end goal.
81.
representing your country in a fragmented sport.
120.
For me, doesn't mean very much anymore. Trust me, back in the day, it was one of my proudest moments pulling on
60.
the international shirt and representing my country.
$180.
That's still a wonderful honour.
140. Mark, you require 61.
Qualify for that right.
Game shot on the
Should
third
be.
leg. Mark Webster.
Mark Webster slots in an 11-darter for the third consecutive breaker throw in this match. Can he hold? Has to hold. Mark Webster has the darts
Fourth leg.
in leg
It's
4.
Mark to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, playing for your country shouldn't be about how much money you've wasted playing county darts.
59.
Should be down to your ability. And not if your
100.
face fits. Or if you play for the right county.
$99.
So many great players' careers dwindle due to politics.
26. $100.
What an important last start that was.
$85. $59.
Entries are open for the Dutch Open, which will commence later in the year.
95.
Those kind of things are what darts are all about. The biggest open in world darts in terms of
100.
entry fees. Entries. Over, well, has been in the past, around 4,000
60.
entries.
Mark to require 84.
I'm unsure of what the entry fee is for it. I don't think it's too much. 10 or 15 euros, I should imagine.
51. Keelan, you require 135.
No finish, so Mark Webster will be back at 33 to take a 3-1 lead. If he can win 4-1 here,
83.
and apart from my already
Mark, you
tired
require
brain,
33.
it will make for an exciting final match.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Doesn't
Mark
miss this
Webster.
time. Backs up the break of throw with the hold and does lead 3-1. Can he get over the line? 4-1. Be huge.
Fifth leg, it's Keelan to throw first. Game on. $76.
If he wins,
85.
if he wins 4-1, Rob Collins will have to win.
180.
And if he wins anyway, Rob Collins
85.
will need 3 legs. And then we go down to legs 1.
60.
I hope it doesn't get that to that position. I got that wrong the other day with Sean McDonald and Kevin Burness.
60.
But I'll have it right before we start our final match, which will follow this one.
58.
It's looking like Mark Webster is going to have to serve it out in leg 6.
$59. Keelan, you require 127. $87.
Just sets up the shot wisely.
$93. Keelan, you require 40.
Two tens for 3-2.
20. Mark, you require 119.
He's had a 120. Can he get a 119? We'll need treble 20. And then we'll need tops.
79.
Had a flash at that one, didn't he?
Keelan, you require 20.
There was a bit of adrenaline behind that dart at tops.
Game shot on the
Keelan
fifth
Kay
leg.
does
Keelan Kay.
hold throw. It's a 19 darter, one match dart for Mark Webster off the back of that 119. Good news, he has the darts
Sixth leg.
to win it
Mark's
here,
throw
4-2.
first. Game on. $60.
Surely cannot lose another match for 3. I could say that about both.
60. $44. $180.
Well, he's fighting. That's a second, third 180 for
100.
Keelan Kay. Is it a third? No, it's a third in the match. A second for Keelan. Mark Webster had a 180 in that wonderful 11 dart break of throw.
77.
Leg number 3. And he's going to have the darts in the decider.
97.
Because it's very much looking like it's going to a decider. Wow.
42.
Unless, what can you do with this, Mark Webster?
60. Keelan, you require 142. $100.
Oh, that's a
Mark, you
really, really
require
good last dart to
140.
leave a 2-dart finish.
$60. Keelan, you require 42.
Well, he has had one match dart off of 119. But can't catch a break. Tops for Keelan.
Game shot on the sixth
Tops
leg.
he gets.
Keelan Kay.
And we go all the way. And it will be Keelan Kay who has the darts. So quite simply, Mark Webster, if he wins this leg,
Seventh and final
he's
leg.
still
It's
in.
Keelan to throw first.
If he loses it,
Game
he's
on.
out. Rob Collins will take that third and final spot.
140. $180.
Gutsy from Webster.
140.
Where is Keelan Kay producing this from? Back-to-back 140s.
91.
A decent visit from Webster. He's in again.
100.
Minimum of a ton for Webby. Oh dear. Well, that should be
43.
About all she wrote.
Keelan, you require 121.
Rob Collins won't have any fingernails left. Double 14.
93.
Well, I'm not quite sure. Over the process
81.
of 8 matches, Mark
Keelan,
Webster
you require 28.
has only won 2 games. Keelan Kay
and the match
has
Keelan
only
Kay.
won 1 and finishes it off with a 14-dart hold of throw. Well, we're not going to get the drama we wanted in our final match, but it will be Rob Collins up against James Richardson. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League for our final match of Group B. And there is still something to play for, of course. A win here will see James Richardson atop the Group B table. Rob Collins now relieved.
First leg, it's James
And
to
he
throw
is
first.
confirmed
Game
as
on.
finishing third in the table and taking his place in tomorrow night's final. That final lineup now complete. Richie Burnett,
100.
Sean McDonald, John O'Shea, James Richardson, Kevin Burness and Rob Collins. They will battle it out tomorrow night from 10 p.m. on Sporty Stuff TV, where we will find our Week 4 champion and we'll find our final 3 players that will go in to Champions Week, which is Week 5, which starts Monday. £10,000 up for grabs. Paul Nicholson taking you through all the action.
134. 95. 57.
Have to feel a little bit sorry for Mark Webster tonight. Lost his
83.
opening match 4-3 to Kevin Burness. Kevin Burness 86.95 average. Mark Webster 95.05 and lost 4-3. Then went down 4-3 to Rob Collins with a 98.16. Rob Collins averaged 104.22. Then was relatively disappointing to a very impressive James Richardson.
62. Robbie requires 64.
Over 101 and then just got pipped at the post against Keelan Kay.
Game shot on the first.
Rob Collins.
Rob Collins
goes out in 15 darts to break throw and go 1-0 up. Pressure's off now, of course, playing with absolute freedom.
Second leg, it's Rob to throw first.
Game of course, on. Let's not forget, he missed a 170. Very, very close to the bullseye against Kevin Burness to win that match 4-3. And then whilst waiting on a finish, watched Rob Collins take out the 170 to beat him 4-3. Either one of those games, if he'd have picked up the 2 points, he would have been through to tomorrow night's final and in with a chance of qualifying for next week's Champions Week.
85. 83.
Week 5, the qualifying process starts again. And then Week 10 will be Champions Week 2, where £12,000 will be up for grabs.
180. 63. Rob, you require 155. 95.
He's looking at 60-45 ball there on the 155. More frequently see the 57-38 shot on the back of the 155.
60.
20 and tops for 2-0.
Game shot on the second leg. Rob Collins.
A 15-dart breaker throw followed by a 14-dart hold. He's in the mood again. Let's not forget, he did have a big average, 104 plus a little earlier on against Mark Webster.
Leg, it's James to throw first. Game on.
He's looking to do something similar here.
140.
Although you can never write James Richardson off.
81.
Has gears like a Formula 1 car. Endless.
49.
Well, 8.
140. 140. 100.
Another one of those to leave double 16.
100.
Collins will be looking at something similar to leave tops. 140 will leave tops.
41. James
Anywhere but there.
72.
Instead of needing
Game
one treble in the combination,
James
although
Richardson.
all irrelevant with that finish there from James Richardson. A nice 14-dart holder throw. Rob Collins still has the break, though.
Fourth leg, it's Rob to throw first.
Some standard this match.
140.
Opening two legs, one in 29 darts, 15 and 14. And a 14 there from James.
97.
Collins averaging 100.
100.
It's fabulous watching some of the players that most of us would have
83.
certainly never seen before in this capacity. Watching them learn and evolve.
60.
Jared Cole and Keelan Kay are two that I've been watching now for just over a year. Both young men. Just watching them develop.
140.
Watching them grow as players and learn how to temper the enthusiasm.
121.
How to emotionally cope with what is a mentally destructive sport. Oh, this is wonderful from Richardson.
135.
He really
Robbie
doesn't
require
have
80.
any quit in him at all. Single 20 for tops. He's been missing the big numbers. Not this time. Will he miss tops?
45.
I think that may have
James, you require 46.
come out of his hand. But that's tops. Good guide.
26. Robbie
Normally
require 35.
so good at that. There's 3 for double 16.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
It's
Rob
the
Collins.
double 16 and a holder throw of his own. And now goes within 1. Needs 3-1. Richardson has the darts in leg 5.
Fifth leg, it's James to throw first. Game on. $100. 93. 140.
Rob Collins will just try and chase him down and get an opportunity here. This would be
180.
a big win for Rob Collins. James Richardson
140.
gave him a thumping. First game on last night, 4-1. He's already doing better than that in this one. He wants to return the favour.
100.
Give Richardson
James, you
a
require
full 1 pumping.
121.
Bullseye. Just make sure of the 11. I love that shot.
96. Rob, you require 128.
18s will be the route. Treble 18, double 10. Single 18 leaves 110. Oh, the 60 would have left the ball. And he would have hit it.
88. James, you require 25.
Just in case. Wow.
23. Rob, you require 40. Game, shot, and the match. Rob Collins.
You can tell by the reaction, really, really pleased with that performance, and rightly so. He should be. That was very tidy indeed. Winning legs of 15, 14, 17 and 13. An average just shy of a ton, 99.97. Well, he'd be looking to take that form into tomorrow night's final. We're going to be back with tonight's final at 10 p.m. on Sporty Stuff TV. Make sure you join us then. Enjoy your Saturday.